Welcome everyone to Cinema Spotlight. Diving into Steven Spielberg's career, we will be talking about Lincoln. Stick to the end of this video and let me know if you loved, liked, or hated this film. Either way, I'd love to know. With that said, I'm gonna jump right on in. Lincoln is about the final 4 months of President Lincoln's term in office and how he focuses his efforts on the 13th Amendment getting passed by the House of Representatives. Due to the challenges of the Civil War bringing about the status of slaves being possibly re-enslaved, or through the Emancipation Proclamation bringing more technical problems to those who can be freed through the war, Lincoln wishes to abolish slavery in its entirety. I am truly excited to reach this movie in Steven Spielberg's filmography. Back in 2012, when this film came out, I unfortunately didn't see this movie in theaters. But after it was released, I took the time to watch it as soon as I could. So if you're a history major, someone who thrives in the technical aspects of how history truly went down, this movie could possibly frustrate you due to the creative liberties to tell its story, because honestly a lot of films do that, but I take every film at its face value, and that's exactly what I did here. When it comes to this movie, I absolutely adore it. Absolutely 100%. I think about it often. I will sing its praises, and I would be so ready to travel to it whenever I feel like it. It's one of those movies I just reach for if I'm feeling something, it doesn't matter. But there are a lot of reasons for that, and mostly for it to be that Daniel Day-Lewis simply embodies Lincoln perfectly. As far as the subject matter goes, when it comes to abolishing slavery, you all heard from the times you were in school or the history nuts you've come across on how Lincoln did this. What I always looked up to was the fact that he did something against all odds. And when I was young, I didn't understand much of that, and even to know that he had any challenge at all to get this done. But I always knew, once I knew what he had done, he always had my respects. This movie more or less capitalizes that and shows you what kind of man he really was. It does paint him in a good picture and the challenges he faced when trying to pass the bill to the House of Representatives. But if you go deeper, whilst knowing that he was a good man, there was a lot he had to do just to get what he wanted. That meant bribing, withdrawing information, maybe even sort of bully. But with those various other tactics that I wouldn't even know and couldn't even begin to actually explain, this had overwhelming cause. And so you kind of forgive it while you know that he was actually on a roll with trying to get something monumental done. Ultimately, there is so much praise when it comes to this film, from the dialogue to the acting, and not just from Lewis, but Sally Field as Mary Todd Lincoln and Tommy Lee Jones as Thaddeus Stevens. They all do a terrific job. And if there's anything I can say about this film beyond that it's well made, I so often forget that the special effects in this film are actually very much there. You just kind of absorb everything that's happening on screen. You take in the atmosphere and believe what's going on. So it really just kind of goes over your head, but the technical aspects are really good. The conversations in this film for me are quotable and most likely to go up on my Facebook profile once in a while. If I have any negatives, it's mostly for the fact that the ending of this film is just awkward to me. Not elegantly paced for your viewing pleasure, but just not in a way where you could slowly detach. Instead, it just sort of ends. And with that, though, I still have to give it praise because it doesn't do those little title credits at the end saying such and such actions that Lincoln did had done this and actually did this, that, and the other. Or it didn't go, hey, the war still raged on and on. No, there's just kind of like a fade to black. And that's it. You're either intrigued to know more and you carry a larger respect for such a man that ruled this country for quite a short time, or you just are fascinated by the events that took place. One thing's for sure is that I know that I did. For that, I absolutely loved Lincoln and own it on DVD. Yeah, I truly need to get the Blu-ray because it's one of those films I would love to know more of the behind the scenes and how this all worked. Alright, thank you so much for watching. If you have seen Lincoln, let me know down in the comments. Be kind, be reasonable, and let's talk. Like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell so you don't miss another video. With all that said, I hope you have a fantastic and wonderful day. Until next time.